Nathan Zegura here at Heinz Field, where the Browns have defeated the Steelers 48-37 and have advanced to the divisional round of the playoffs. They will be taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City next week. But what a performance this was. Remember, last week it was pure jubilation, pure joy as the Browns qualified for the playoffs. But they told you, we want more. And then this week comes, and we find out Kevin Stefanski will not be able to coach this team. We find out Joel Bitonio will not be able to play. Denzel Ward will not be able to play. The team's not able to practice Wednesday or Thursday. They finally get on the practice field on Friday with Mike Prefer acting as the head coach, with Alex Van Pelt calling the plays for the first time all year. And you wondered, would this team be sharp out of the gate? Well, on the very first play of the game, the snap went over the head of Ben Roethlisberger. Carl Joseph recovered it. It was 7-0 Browns. The Browns would go on to get interception after interception. All told, they'd intercept Ben Roethlisberger 4 times on the day. And in that first quarter, they would convert every turnover that they got into points. And all of a sudden, after 2 Baker Mayfield passing touchdowns and 2 Kareem Hunt rushing touchdowns, it was 28-0 in the first quarter here at Heinz Field for the Browns and the Steelers in the playoffs. And I got to tell you, as I was doing the sideline reporting, I almost didn't believe my eyes. If Jim Donovan wasn't narrating it as the golden voice of your Cleveland Browns, I wouldn't have known that everybody was seeing what I was seeing, because it felt like a dream. But it was very, very real. The Browns 28-0 in the first quarter. That's the most points ever scored in an NFL playoff game in the first quarter by any team. That's what the Browns did. Were they rusty? No, they came ready to play. That speaks to the preparation, Kevin Stefanski and this staff. That speaks to the players, their dedication to come out and perform at that high of a level. It was 28-0 Browns. Now, of course, you know this season, nothing is always that easy for the Browns. Now, they would have a huge drive at the end of the first half to answer a Steelers touchdown. It would be 35-7 before a field goal from the Steelers made it 35-10. And remember, coming into this game, I told you a couple of stats. The Browns are 10-0 this season when leading at the half. The Browns are 10-0 this season when they are neutral or win the turnover battle. Well, both of those were true, 35-10. But the Steelers, they were not going to go away. No, they would climb back. It would be 35-23, the momentum shifting to the Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger setting an NFL record for completions. He threw it nearly 70 times today, completed nearly 50 passes, over 500 yards, and 4 touchdowns. But I mentioned the 4 interceptions in this fumble early that led directly to a touchdown. The turnover battle. So the Browns, they get it down 35-23. Everybody's getting a little bit nervous. You're like, okay, let's calm down here. Let's go ahead and finish it. And then Alex Van Pelt with the call of the night on a drive where the Browns had to have it. They go 6 plays, 80 yards. 5 of the 6 plays were passes. Baker Mayfield, a huge third down conversion to Jarvis Landry, who was sensational. And then Baker found Nick Chubb for a 40-yard touchdown on a screen pass. The perfect call at the perfect time. Mayfield would finish today with 3 touchdowns, thrown for over 270 yards. Chubb, 140 total yards and a touchdown. Kareem would score twice. Jarvis Landry was huge. Austin Hooper would get in the end zone. Everybody was coming through. But the Steelers, they kept going, and they kept going. They kept putting points on the board. You knew you had to keep scoring. The Browns would do that. Another long drive leading to a Cody Parkey field goal. And then after Sione Takitaki got the 4th and final interception of the day, the Browns were able to seal the deal. A late touchdown making it 48-37, the final that you see. But wow, what a game. What a performance. Just symbolic of who this team is. Every week, it seems like adversity strikes the Cleveland Browns. And every week, they find a way to overcome it. That first quarter was the most perfect, pristine quarter of Browns football maybe you've ever seen. And of course, when the Steelers made it close, and by close, they got to 12, the Browns answered the call once again. You got to love that. You got to love the grit of this team. I've never seen these guys so fired up on the sidelines, and it was a pleasure to be here. But just as we said last week when the Browns qualified for the playoffs, we want more. I'll tell you what, these guys want more. Next week, they go on to Kansas City. But for tonight, Browns fans, celebrate this. You've beaten the Steelers back-to-back weeks. You have ended their season, and you advance in the playoffs. We'll have full coverage for you of this game tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Cleveland Browns Daily, live, myself, Bo Bishop, and the Hoff, Joe Thomas. ClevelandBrowns.com, the Browns mobile app. They're going to have all the content you need. Cherish this one. But remember, we want more. 1-0 one more time next week, and then we can do it again and talk about the week after that. But the Browns do it. Enjoy it. You deserve it, Cleveland. The Browns win 48-37 at Heinz Field. Playoffs, playoff victory. Next stop, chugga, 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 chugga. For the Browns Playoff Express, Kansas City. We'll see you there. This has been the Browns post-game analysis brought to you by CDW.